Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January 4th, 2018, and it's a new year. And yes, I literally mean it's a new year. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm so just like blown away with what God is doing and how He's doing it already. I feel like a chicken with my head cut off because I don't know what that feels like, but I can only imagine, what that I know would look like. I don't even want to go there, but um, it's just so much going on. Like, oh my gosh, but it's a good thing. But I just have to like write it down to stay on top of it all. I got myself a planner for 2018, like a spiritual planner. And so I'm trying to write stuff in it, um, as well as in my phone, um, so that I don't forget just things I have to do. And it's the beginning of the month. You have to pay bills, you got to pay rent. It's just so much stuff going on. And Nehemiah's fifth celebration of life is January 20th. So I'm very excited about that. A little like nervous because this is like his first big party because I'm not into the whole when you have gone through some things financially and when you gain new responsibilities, certain things that you just used to do, you just don't find the importance to do it anymore. So for me, I feel like I'd rather celebrate milestones that he has, you know what I mean? And just how the Lord has brought me in him, through things. I mean, through his speech, through his ear infections, through his sleep apnea, just conceiving him in general, you know what I mean? Potty training, tying his shoes, brushing his teeth, all these things, these are milestones. And I feel like those are what, you know what I mean? I want to celebrate and be grateful and thankful for, you know. So um, that's going to be happening. And his dad is going to come down and his dad's mom. And so it's just going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't have I can put on parties. I know how to do that. It's just the fact that it's his fifth, you know what I mean? And I kind of am doing it by myself because I really don't have any family here. So, yeah, and I just want the turnout to be great. I want Nehemiah to be, to just feel the love, and just really feel what was put into putting that celebration together. So, that and just this whole new launch that's taking place with um, the ministry that the Lord gave me. You Have the Power You Need Ministries. I launched a Facebook page for that, as well as I put the website together. And I'm just trying to hear what the Lord is telling me to do and to walk it. Also, he gave me the go ahead to do another testimonial service. We did a testimonial service last year in February, so I'm able to do another one this year. I've gotten the go ahead from God, and He's also given me the word to bring. So I'm bringing forth the message. So that within itself, you guys, is like, oh my gosh, I talk to you guys. I can talk in front of people, but it's still the point of the butterflies, the nervous feeling that you feel. It's normal, but I know that too shall pass. So I'm doing that, and it's just a lot. So I wanted to make this video, and hopefully it's not that long, but I had to tell you guys that much. I was inspired to make this video because there is someone that watched my channel and she made a video, and she basically talked about some things that I had done in my video, and just some things that she is going through herself. And I wanted to make this video because the things that she's talked about are things that I have gone through, and I can share, you know what I mean, firsthand, also having spina bifida, and I want to share it just for other people that have spina bifida as well. So I wrote down some of the things that I wanted to talk about in this video. Okay. So one of the things I want to talk about is unprotected sex. Um, when we're in the moment, and this is like a real straight up and down, like TMI, all real natural video. So for my virgins out there, stay virgins and wait till the Lord brings you your husband or your wife. Do not give up the treasure box. Do not give up the goods. You keep on being celibate. You keep on fighting the good fight of faith. Okay. So my virgins out there, stay virgins. Okay. Stay down. Okay. Now, this is for my people with spina bifida. I'm just talking about spina bifida right now. So the ones who are sexually active and have spina bifida, unprotected sex is a no-go. I say that because just like you can get pregnant and have a baby with spina bifida, you can surely get a disease, an infection, bacteria, what have you with spina bifida. One thing I think for spina bifida is we already have common kidney infections, bladder infections, urinary tract infections. Those things, the UTIs are mainly common, but we're more prone to them because we self-cath, and that within itself is something you always want to stay on top of. Nobody wants to go to the doctors and you're like, oh, you got an infection, take this antibiotics. So when you put a penis and a vagina together, it makes bacteria by itself. And sometimes it's too much bacteria, which gives you the bacterial vaginosis. And then just sometimes it's just bacteria that your partner brings you from wherever they went. And I'm speaking from experience. And it does not matter how much you think you know your partner, you don't know them. Now, and I say that because I'm speaking from experience. Somebody I was with, and I thought it was just me and him. It was not just me and him, but he likes to think he didn't give it to me, but he gave it to me. So unprotected sex is a no-go. Wrap it up, protection. Now let me back up, because now on this part, I am talking to the ones who can wear condoms. Guess what, homegirl? They do have latex-free condoms. So yes, they are out there. I'm not condoning you, but I'm just letting you know that there are ways to wrap it up. There are latex-free condoms. Ding, ding, ding. But anyways, back then I didn't know nothing about latex-free condoms. I wasn't looking for latex-free condoms. I just knew I had a latex allergy. So I just was like, hey, it's me and you, it's all good, but it's not all good. And don't matter how long you're with this person, if you see their face every single day, use some form of protection, because you just never know. You rather be safe than sorry. You do not want to catch something that you cannot get rid of. For instance, I know people that are married whose spouses have brought them back things. I'm not saying, when you're married, you think, oh yeah, but I'm just saying if it can happen with them being married, it can happen with somebody not being married. So wrap it up. It's better to be safe than sorry. There are other forms of protection, like, birth controls. I used to get the Depo shot years ago. That blew me up like I don't even know what I blew up like. I ain't gonna say like a pig. I was just really big and sloppy, and I did not like it. It's like I could not stop eating. So whatever it is in the shot makes you gain weight. So I had to just cut that out completely. And that's when I just went back to, okay, it's just me and you again, I guess, no protection. Wrap it up. Protection is important. I'm telling you, it's important. So I think that's that. Okay, so getting pregnant, yes, it is possible to get pregnant with spina bifida. They don't know the cause of, where spina bifida comes from, but they're believing it's not having enough folic acid in the body. So when you do become pregnant, they have you take a certain amount of folic acid a day to prevent having a child with spina bifida, because they say that it is possible, if a person has spina bifida, they can have a baby with spina bifida. So yes, it is possible to get pregnant. One thing I say, that God is not a man that he should lie. Everything that's written in his word is true. Fornication is a no-no. And there are consequences for our sins. So what I knew is when I got pregnant, it was my fault. I had cried to God, repented time and time again, did things I shouldn't have did, asked him to forgive me because I knew better. But that time it was like, okay, you got a baby now. You know, you're not going to get an abortion. So, now what do you do, right? So you don't want to be put in that place. If you are having unprotected sex, later down the line, slowly but surely, something can happen. There's consequences for our sins anyway, even if it's not a baby, even if you don't get a disease or a bacteria infection, you just don't know how it will come back to bite you. So just do it the right way. So yes, it is possible to have a baby. And when you keep playing Russian roulette, if that's the right term to use, you might get a seed in your belly. That's just how it goes.
Mom, you have to press the heads.
Oh, what does it do? Okay. Okay, so leaky bladder and loose stools. I loved this. When I seen all this stuff that was being asked, I just was so excited to do this video, y'all. So leaky bladder and loose stools. Okay, so for some of you guys that do not know, I am actually writing a book, and it's called From Birth to Heaven. And in my book, I talk about this what I'm getting ready to share with you guys now. I talk about it in the book. So leaky bladder. Okay, a leaky bladder. I taught myself how to stop wearing pull-ups because when I was in middle school, you know, I was pretty popular. You know, I had a thing for the boys, you know, and I wore clothes that you wear clothes that fit your body. Like, I couldn't wear tight stuff or I couldn't wear baggy stuff, but I wore clothes that fit my body. And I always had the fear of, oh, what if somebody just slaps me on my butt or something and it sounds like a diaper? And my cousin used to do it. Like, she would accidentally hit me. We was playing and she'd be like, oh my gosh, it sounds like a diaper. So it became a fear of mine because when I started getting popular and talking to, you know what I mean, these boys, I'm like, wait a minute. So I taught myself how to catheter a certain amount of times a day so that I would not have to wear pull-ups. So in middle school, I stopped wearing pull-ups. Diapers, I stopped wearing diapers a long time ago. Like when I got old enough to change myself and stuff, it went to pull-ups. So like for instance, if you keep track of how often you go to the bathroom, if you go to the bathroom when you wake up for sure, after you eat lunch for sure, a little bit in the evening for sure, what I do is I catheter before those hours. And normally my catheter empties my bladder for about 3 hours. I'm not sure if everybody else's does that, but it does that for me. So I know I have a 3-hour window. So I make sure that I have a personal, let me show you guys. Nehemiah, I actually, hand me my purse, son. I make sure that I keep like a pouch. It used to look something like this, like any type of little cosmetic pouches that you can get that fit in your purse. So I made sure I would have my catheters in my purse and anything else you need for the bathroom. But right now I have it in a sock. So these are my catheters, and I keep it in this sock because I downsized my purse. So and I couldn't use the big thing that I used to use. So what I do is I time it. Like, I make sure, and I've been doing this. So, I've been doing this since middle school, so I don't got to look at the clock no more. But I hope this video don't look crooked. Sorry, guys. I time it, not I time it, but I know now when I need to go. So, every 3 hours for me. So like, say I go at 12, I'm about to catheter at like 11:45, 11:30, 11:50. It depends on your bladder. So this is an assignment for my girls that want to get off of wearing diapers in adult diapers and pull-ups. I don't know how it is for the guys. I don't know if there's any guys on here with spina bifida and they catheter, but it worked for me. It could work for you. Like, I felt like when I did this, I didn't just bless myself, but I blessed my dad to have to stop buying those good nights, like the purple pack. I think it's like purple and blue. So I taught myself how to self-calf, and so that I wouldn't have to use those anymore. But okay, so leaky, when you have accidents, like for instance at night, which is very rare, sometimes I'll just wet the bed and I didn't even feel it, I didn't even know it, nothing. Like, when that happens, I can't get upset, because I feel like that is something literally I have no control over. I have control over training myself, teaching myself how to go to the bathroom and break away from pull-ups. But when you're just asleep and you don't even know that it happened and you're pretty normal, you know when you pee, that, I feel like that's just the body. That's just whatever. We just got to go on with that. That is what it is. And for instance, like, the only time I have an accident is like, say I've been just pushing it. I knew I should have went to the bathroom. My 3 hours been up. Now I'm in the car. Oh my gosh, I can't get to the bathroom. Or, oh my gosh, I'm in, what it used to be like, oh my gosh, I'm at work and I got to just leave my classroom. Like, I might leak on myself. But it's not having a full-blown peed accident. Like, I'll take that than to still have to wear pull-ups and Depends. You know what I mean? Adult diapers. So it happens. Even when you teach yourself how to go to the bathroom and you might just leak on yourself a little bit. It's grown people that do that don't have the bladder problems that we have. So don't take that personal. It's okay. Now, the stools. I don't have loose bowels. The only time that my bowels slip, I'm being honest, is when I have too much Metamucil and too much Miralax and laxatives that just work too good, because we have no control over our bowels. Like how some people can hold their bowels and hold their pee. Like, our bladder and our muscles are weak there. So we don't have control over that like other people. So when the laxatives flow through my body and they're used to, made to push out the stuff, they push out the stuff. So that's the only time I have loose bowels. Now, the only other time I have loose bowels is when I used to drink a lot. And I don't know what this does, but if you're drinking alcohol and you're noticing that you have loose bowels, that might be the problem. So when I would drink a lot of alcohol in one frame, like I guess like one time frame, just a lot, that night, it's like a bowel would pass from me and I didn't even know it. And I'm just being honest. I just have to tell you guys, because you guys might experience this. This might be the cause of it. So we're not supposed to drink to get drunk anyway. And when this happens to me, I always feel like I'm being punished. Like, you knew you should have stopped drinking. Why did you keep drinking anyway? Why are you mixing this with this? And now you have a bowel movement. So those are the only times I have a loose bowel. And those are the only times I have a leaky bladder. Not eating certain foods around people. I love this one. Because since I have been on this journey that the Lord put me on to help my digestive system, because I would go to the Lord and ask, like, why is my body like this? Like, why do I feel these type of pains or bloatedness or gas and certain things? It's because what I'm eating. So meat and milk and cheese and eggs, like, I have to cut out of my diet in order to have a safe atmosphere, free of gas, free of bloating, free of upset stomach, free of cramping. Those are the things that like are not good for Evelyn Renee Richardson. I'm just being honest, y'all. Them is a no-go. Not at all. And what I have learned is if I eat these things and I'm around somebody, it's going to be evident. So it's safe to say, it's okay to not eat certain food around people if you don't want if you don't want to be embarrassed. But what I do recommend is learning your body so that you know what's good for your body and what's not. So that it's not just about people, but it's more so about what's best for me. So, for instance, if I'm going to be around somebody and I'm trying to be all cute, don't eat cheese. Don't eat cheese. Don't consume cheese. Don't consume milk. Don't consume eggs. Okay? Don't do it. Don't eat the meat. If you want to not feel bloated and constipated and all this stuff going on with your body, don't do it. So it's funny that this person mentioned these things because I can relate. I know what that feeling is like to be like, oh my gosh, I have to restrict myself from this food because I don't want to have an accident around somebody. And I would say that that is being smart to so that not only it's not just about them, but it's for your own image. You know what I mean? Like your own self-consciousness, if that's a word. Like, you don't want to feel bad because you had an accident and you just shouldn't have ate that. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's a good thing that you even think about that. So hopefully that makes sense. Love. Love, guys. Love. Love. Love is very important. See? Love. I just got stuff all over my house that says love. This says love. I got let me see how I can show you guys that. Well, you can see one little lips on there that says love. Then that, let me see. That picture over there says love. You have to be patient, son. Hold on. Love is very important when you're in a relationship with somebody. You need to be certain and for sure that it's love and not lust. You need to be sure that they love you for you. You need to be sure that they're not using you. You need to be sure that there's no strings attached. I never had a problem with guys liking me. I never had a problem with being in relationships. Every guy that I've only had 4 serious relationships, and each one I know for a fact that they loved me, and they didn't leave me. I left them, and I knew that they were in it with me. It wasn't one-sided relationship. It wasn't like I like you, like it was love. We told each other we loved each other. It was straight up and down LOVE. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, you need to make sure that it is love and not lust. That is not just them liking you. It's not just a rebound. It's not just, subliminals like, yeah, I'm just using you. You need to really make sure that you are in a relationship that is built upon love. Because if it's anything else, then it's not going to last and it's not going to work. And it might end up, causing some heartache and pain. So love is very important, my friends, when you're in a relationship, when you're looking to be in a relationship with somebody. Even search yourself. If you're like, oh, why am I with them? Because they drive that car, or oh, because they make me look popular, or oh, because they make me feel good when they rub my back. Like, no. It really needs to be love. You need to search yourself and figure out, and you should just know it if you do, that you love that person. The treasure box. It is very important. Let me go back. Okay. Let me go back to love. You want to make sure that nobody is mistreating you, which is very important. Just because you have spina bifida does not mean that you cannot find love. It does not mean that you can't have the Romeo of your dreams. It do not mean that you can't find, this great love. I'm telling you, I've had it so many times. And if you ask, oh, well, why are you single now? It really wasn't about them so much. It was more so about me, learning me and figuring out me. And it was just so much more deeper than what I thought I was doing, in these relationships, or what I thought love was. Um, but I, you know, I believe God has blessed me because I have not lacked in that area. And um the guys I have dated have been fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fine as wine. I'm just gonna say, yeah, kudos to you guys. I give you a little, give you a little something in my videos. But so it is possible. You don't have to date somebody that's in a wheelchair because you're in a wheelchair. You don't have to date somebody that has crutches because you have crutches. You don't have to date somebody that has a disability because you have a disability. You can have whatever it is that you so desire to have. Like, if that's what you want, then you make a vision, make it plain. God, this is what I'm looking for. I want him to be 6'2". I want to be able to pick me up. I want to be able to put me on his back. Tell God what it is that you want. If you want, God, I want that woman to be able to walk in heels. Like, I want her to be able to, hold me down. Like, I mean, tell God what you want and stop settling for less, settling for the bare minimum. I mean, settling for just, oh yeah, he said he liked me and I'm single. He's single and I'm tired of being by myself. No, boo-boo. Go after what it is that you want. To be honest, every guy that I dated, I believe I went after them. I was just bold like that. Like, I had confidence and I was like, oh, I like him. I want that. Let me holler at that. That's how I was. I wasn't the one that was sitting back waiting for them to, talk to me. And I have a good judge of character. And so I could tell if they were into me or if they wasn't into me. And so that's why I'm saying, make sure it's love. Women, you guys are pretty smart, and I'm pretty sure you know if the guy is into you or if he's not. If he's calling you back or he's not calling you back. If he only calls you at a certain time of the day, yeah, no. If he don't even look at you or touch you, I'm not saying they have to be sexual, but have some type of interest in you. If there's no interest, then maybe there's no love, okay? And I'm gonna give you guys something right here. When it goes back to the leaky bladder and the loose stool, the guy that the Lord said is my husband, I have had, let me see, I have had one leaky accident on him and 2 bowel accidents on him. Like, not like literally on top of him, but us being right next to each other, like, and he knew that it took place. Now both times, you guys, I have been intoxicated, but not like a sloppy drunk. And I think maybe the last time he didn't even know that I was intoxicated. So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, it wasn't like that. But that's love to me. Like, cause I was like, like, God, really? Like, God. And I feel like me and God have the best relationship. So I don't understand why God wouldn't like nudge me like, Evelyn, why he wouldn't let an angel come and whisper, Evelyn. Like, he lets stuff like that happen to me all the time. Like, if it's not on a person, he literally allows things to happen to me that I feel like I know he could have stopped. But he don't do me like that. Like, God don't do me like that. I think he don't feel sorry for my disability at all. Like, it's like, this too shall pass. You'll get over that. Clean yourself up. Change your clothes. You're a big girl. You got to change your clothes in your bag. That's what that's why you got the bag, because that's what you prepare for. So God didn't do me like that. Like, God let things happen to me. But I say that that's love, because anybody that let you know that you peed on them, like, don't get me wrong, he was upset, but it did not stop our relationship. Like, you know what I mean? That's love. And don't worry, like, God knows your situation and your circumstances. Unless God told you that you're going to be like, I don't know if it was Jeremiah or Ezekiel, or which one of the prophets it was, but one of them in the Bible could not marry. Unless God has told you that you're not going to marry, because that is like that is, I wouldn't call it like a gift, but that is something that's like that's possible too, that some people just will not be married. But don't just tell yourself, oh, I'll never get married. Like, if the Lord didn't tell you that, don't speak that over your life. So what I'm saying is, he already knew the problems that you were going to have. He already foreseen that. And so he made somebody already for you that's going to be okay with the problems that you have. I base things off scripture and off the truth and off God, because that's my life. That's what I live, like his truth. And that's what I base it on. So he told me that that was my husband. It would make sense to me, but you don't have to barricade yourself or pad it up or don't eat nothing, like starve, or like, you know what I mean? Don't do you because you're afraid of somebody accepting you. If you have that fear and they give you that kind of look like, yeah, then they're not the ones for you. Because the one who God has for you, they are going to embrace, accept, and be okay with the problems that you have. Like, all the guys I've dated, they seen how I walk. They seen that I had crutches. They seen that I had braces. You know what I mean? They seen my circumstances and my limitations. And most of these guys I dated for about 2 years each. That's just the limit I gave them, unfortunately. But about 2 years each. And the guy that I said I had these accidents with, I've been knowing him for like 11 or 12. Well, let me see. Since I was 16 years old. So 13 years. So I've been knowing this guy for 13 years. And I done did those things to him. And he knows it. I know it. And you guys know it. Because when you eventually see my husband, then you'll know it, that was him. But yeah. And that's kind of embarrassing to have to say. You know what I mean? Like, shoot. How do you just pee in the bed, and then it wets them, and then they're a guy, and you know what I mean? And us with a disability, we're like, oh my gosh, we already have a disability. What's the worst that can happen? But there are probably whole body people out there, married people, I mean, that have accidents, that pee, you know what I mean? All kind of stuff. I don't know about bowel movements, but hey, you just never know. So love will accept you, flaws and all, disability and all. I mean, they will accept you. That's true love. Even friends, people that, like, my friends knew that I had to take longer in the bathroom because I self-capped. You have to find a hole. So they never was like, you know what, we about to go find a new friend because this girl got too many problems going on. I'm a good judge of character. So I knew from the back, you know what I mean? Good friends from bad friends. So my friends would, if I be like, hold my purse, oh man, I need that bag. Can you give it to me? Or, oh, you didn't make it. My friends were always understanding. Like, I never had that problem. If you're having problems with that, I mean, problems like that with relationships or friends or boyfriend, girlfriends, X them out. X them out and just be patient. X them out. Pray to God to send you a new batch of friends that will accept you for you. Send you a new husband, a new wife. You know what I mean? Somebody you could court with that would accept you for you. And just, maybe I'll make a separate video on that, but just be prepared. You know what I mean? Prepare yourself. Have a change of clothes, have your wipes if you need them, have a change of underwears, have extra catheters in your car, whatever it is that you need, just have what you need. Like, I have what I need. So I make sure I got stashes at my dad's house, in my car, in my trunk, in my purse. You know what I mean? Just wherever. Just make sure you got you covered. That really helps when you have an accident, guys. So that's that about love. Um, and then your treasure box, um, like I really commend those who are virgins and stay virgins until they're married. That's a blessing. When I went on this kick of celibacy, it's not like I decided to do. It's almost like it just worked like that. So I was celibate for 4 years, and I could really see why it's important that we don't give our treasure box away. It's very special. It's very delicate. It's very, sweet. Like it's all these things. And you don't want to just give it to somebody that don't love you. You don't want to give it to somebody that don't acknowledge you, somebody that don't respect your morals, you know what I mean, your goals, just your dreams. You don't want to just give it to anybody for a moment of pleasure. You want to give it to the one that God has ordained for you. Like, you want to give it to the one who's supposed to have it. Like, catch what I'm saying. If you give it to the one that is supposed to have it, do you know how much more beautiful the intimacy can be? It's his. It's hers. I'm being honest. Like, when you just give it to somebody, you be feeling nasty, disgusting. It's good for the moment. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then afterwards, you're like, I could have waited. Like, why did I even do that? Oh, my gosh. Now I got a part of you, piece of you and me. Like, I mean, wait on God. Like, don't give it up. Trust me. Please don't give it up. That's how unexpected babies happen. That's how unexpected diseases happen. Things that you can't even get rid of sometimes. I mean, unexpected hurt, pain, soul ties. It's just so much stuff that comes with giving your treasure box away. And for me, it wasn't like, oh, I had sex because I had a disability, and I felt like, oh, if I could do that, I could, keep doing it, and I could overcome and conquer all these things. Like, sex wasn't like that for me. It was for pleasure, intimacy, but it never really was wonderful because it wasn't with who I was supposed to give it to, and they weren't my husband. I was fornicating. I wasn't married. So for me, my experiences, overall, because I want to please God, my goal is to please God, I will always feel bad. You know what I mean? So, but when I was celibate, I was like, wow, this feels good. Like holding on to something. You know what I mean? Making a person wait, making a person showing a person your worth. You know what I mean? Showing them who you are. Like, it don't get no better than that. And if they got a problem with it, then ding, 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 they're not the ones, because when God sends you the one, they're going to understand. They're not going to force you. You know what I mean? They should be on one accord with you. Not saying that you guys aren't going to have temptations, but once you act out them temptations, that's when it becomes a sin. So I just want to say, you guys, do not lust over your partner. I mean, like, I wonder if you can listen. But make sure it's love. Make sure it's not lusting. You know what I mean? Make sure it's for real. Okay? So, I am wrapping up this video. Like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, guys. And let me know your feedback. Give me some feedback. Holla at me in the comments. Like, I got like 200 something friends, and I don't even get like 200 and something comments. I'm just saying, I mean, where are you guys at? So let me know your thoughts or your take, or share with me anything. You can always message me. You can visit my new website at www.youthe. Wait, no, my bad. Scratch that. I think I'm going to just put it up. I'm going to just put it up in a text somewhere. So, okay, guys. Till next time. Mwah.